like Tim said, I live up in Prescott now, which is why I'm wearing a sweater. People wear these in other parts of the planet, just not here. I went to college, though, in Arkansas. Yeah, right, it's good. Arkansas is where men are men, and women are men too. It's a crazy place. But I had a weird job. I went to a Christian university, and so I had a weird job where I would drive chapel speakers to and from the airport, sometimes both ways, sometimes one way. I got the call that I needed to take this one chapel speaker back to the airport, and I got a little bit nervous because this particular chapel speaker was named Sue Thomas, and she had been completely deaf since she was 2 years old. And I wasn't quite sure how that was going to function, how we were even going to have a conversation, because we had a good hour-and-a-half drive to the airport. I went to pick up Sue, and she came up and greeted me so nicely, and she just said, "Ron, go ahead and just talk like normal. We can talk like normal." She said, "I'm really good at reading lips." In fact, she was so good that she had worked for the FBI for a while. And she would go into restaurants where there were bad guys, and across the room, she could read the lips off the bad guys. Then she'd go back to the FBI and say they were talking about this, this, and this, and then the FBI would go bust them. Pretty cool. Sue also, we put her luggage in the minivan that the school had, and then Sue had a hearing dog. And it's kind of like a seeing eye dog for blind people, but this is for people that are hearing impaired. And this was, though, the largest dog I've ever seen in my life. It was like a Great Dane mixed with a German Shepherd, wrapped in this very scary, it was like waist high on me. And if the phone would ring, it would get Sue and bring her to the phone. If somebody would call her name, it would connect her with that person. So this dog was looking out for Sue. Well, we put her luggage in, we opened the sliding door, and the dog jumped in the way back seat. Then Sue and I sat down, and we began to drive to the airport. And there was this little thought in the back of my mind: what if Sue isn't really deaf? What if this is a big old scam and she's faking it? Because already when we were talking, she was picking up everything I'm saying, and I'm like, this is weird. Nobody can read lips that well. Maybe this is her angle into the Christian speaking thing. Look, I'm deaf, but I can talk, I'm cool. And I just thought, oh, that's not right. We started to drive, and I figure, okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. We start to drive about 15 minutes away from the school. I'm not making this up. Off to the side of the road, there was a bar where on Friday nights you could wrestle a bear for $25. Arkansas. And so when we drove by, I said, "Sue, on Friday nights you can wrestle a bear for $25. And she just went, "Oh." And I thought, oh, she is deaf. She didn't get that, because the words wrestle a bear don't normally go together on your lips. And I thought, oh man, I'm so stupid. How could I even think that somebody would fake being deaf? That's not right. And then, no joke, about 10 seconds later, Sue turned to me and she said, "So Ron, have you ever gone there to wrestle a bear?" Whoa. She's catching every single word that I'm saying. Now, I'm totally convinced she is a liar. She is not deaf. She is scamming all sorts of people, and I need to be the person to expose this woman for the fraud that she is. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I had to do it. This is not right for Christians. It's not right for deaf people everywhere. This is not cool. And we began driving further. The more we talked, she's catching everything, the more convinced this woman's a liar, and how could she? This is not right. Eventually, though, there was a lull in the conversation. The drive was wearing on. I looked over, and Sue's head's starting to bob, and she's getting tired, and she falls asleep. Now's my chance. You think I'm making this up. Unfortunately, I'm not. I knew this was my opportunity. And now her eyes are closed. She can't read my lips. And if she is in fact deaf, then she cannot hear me. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got to do it. for the sake of people that are hearing impaired all over this world, for my school, for Christians, I'm going to expose her. I'm going to expose this woman for the fraud that she is. And so I just looked over and I just went, ah! I forgot about the dog in the back seat. Within seconds, it had leapt over that middle seat, fangs exposed, spits flying out. It's pawing at me, it's waking Sue up. She wakes up, she goes, whoa, the dog must have heard something. I said, yeah, I don't know what that was. But I gotta go change my underwear now. Thank you very much. I know I am going to, what is wrong with me? I'm screaming at deaf people. Who does that? I know I'm going to get to heaven someday and meet God face to face, and he's going to be, you're the guy that was screaming at deaf people, weren't you? Yeah, that was me. Ah! Oh.